Greetings, Star Trek Fleet Commanders. I am the Angry Rhino. Please like the video and subscribe to the channel. Yep, they did it to us again. I know some people are going to say, well, it kind of expands on an existing loop. Okay, sure, but I'm going to show you something in here on the patch notes. There is another loop coming. Okay, new ship, new currency to get for the ship, and then go refine and then get ship parts for the Tira. So, well, yes, it is being incorporated to an already existing loop, I guess, kinda. I don't see how it's not going to feel like another loop because it's ship based. You have to go, well, either buy currency or do an event to get the ship, then go get the loot for the refinery, not even to put on the ship. Go to the refinery and then do another claim, a new claim, and then go take that currency from the claim and put it on the ship. That feels like a loop to me. So it's another loop. So what are we at? 7? Why? Why? Wow. Okay. However, thankfully, there's not a whole lot more added this month. Well, at least yet. There is a mid-month bullshit thing. So, yay, let's get into it. Strange New Worlds number 2, part 2. And yes, it does say update 66 patch notes instead of how it usually says update 66 and then title of whatever the arc is. Probably Gorn Invasion Part 2. So very weird. They changed it up here. I mean, it's okay. It's fine. I mean, you have update 66 here. Do you need the title of the arc or just say, update 66 patch notes? But it's not a big deal, but it is something I noticed immediately, which is somewhat odd, but or it may seem odd to you. It seems normal to me that I would notice that. Here we go. New shit. My crew is a damn fine crew, just as capable, if not more so, than any other crew in the fleet. Cool. It's a big galaxy, maybe too big sometimes, especially when you are far away from your friends and family. For Captain Pike and the crew of the Enterprise, this seems truer than ever. Nurse Chapel, on a mission to tend to a criminal Klingon's wounds, finds herself stranded with her charge on a distant planet, pursued by his enemies and unable to contact Pike. Doctor and Benga must leave the Enterprise and fly with the independent commander, searching the galaxy for a rare herb that will save the life of a young girl. Spock is seconded to a Federation vessel crewed only by Vulcans and is taught an unexpectedly singular lesson about logic, pride, and emotion. Wow. I have not watched the new season. Is the new season even out? I don't know. It sounds like spoiler alert. There are times, however, when distance is not so much physical as cultural. The Enterprise learns this firsthand when it encounters a world that is both reliant, a little too early for me, I think, both reliant on fossil fuels and on the brink of catastrophic environmental collapse. But perhaps nothing speaks to the alien more than the Gorn, as the independent commander discovers when they confront the brutal reptilian race and its horrifying new technology. Okay. I mean, are they making up a storyline here, or is this from the show? I don't remember. I feel like with some of these shows and some of these seasons, like there's too much time in between some of the seasons that I don't remember what the hell happened. Alright. It is simply logic to prepare for the future. Okay. Yeah, second part and the conclusion of this second iteration of Strange New Worlds. So, yeah. New ship, yay! Okay. Monavine refit, new officers, new missions, new primes, new cosmetics, new battle pass, and more. Gorn Eviscerator. I'm going to end up calling it Excelsior so many times because for whatever reason, I look at that word and I see Excelsior. I don't know. Update 66 will introduce a new ship to players, operations level 40 and above, the Gorn Eviscerator, expanding on the groundwork the Discovery ship laid. The Gorn Eviscerator will be able to open spatial rifts for quick movement between systems, enabling players to bring their Alliance members to the spatial rip location instantly. This is the first ship with passive isolytic abilities, making it ideal when going up against Gorn hostiles. Yay. So it's like a Discovery, but with a added bonus that it will do things within the loop. Not that Discovery necessarily didn't, it's just that we found that we didn't really need it. I mean, who cares about mining mycelium? You can go do the stupid ass armadas. You get that shit a little better, and yeah, some people buy it from the event store, so there's that. The Gorn themed ship encompasses 15 tiers. Level ranges 40 to 60, so level locks. Hooray for level locks. Hate that. Can't stand that. Its spatial rip allows the player to create a temporary one-way portal to the system they are in. Okay, so to the system that you're in. Once a portal is open, a message in the Alliance chat is sent. The portal will only appear in the player's systems. The portal will only appear in the player's system. No interactable system entities. And an ally will need to open the system viewer of System A to be able to use the portal and insta-warp to it. So it's not like they have to fly to a certain system where you open the rift and then you would go through the hole and then end up where the eviscerator is. Yeah, that slightly confusing. I think I got it. We'll have to use this ship in general. I mean, it sounds like you take your eviscerator, you go to Deep Dark System, click the button, and then everybody in your line can just go from their base to the system you're in. That's what it sounds like. I mean, that's okay, because I think one of the things when I initially heard about this was if I open a little wormhole, players have to go to this wormhole. I mean, your enemy could just literally just sit at the hole and kill all the ships coming toward it, and you just wasted currency. So being able to like just click this system and instantly go to the wormhole or go through the wormhole, it's probably better. It's not saying that your enemy can't be waiting for you on the other side, but yeah. This may be an okay feature. Again, I have to, honestly, you have to use it myself first. Not even just, see it in action from somebody else. And I don't think I'm going to buy it. I don't know. Becca already wants to buy it, which is slightly annoying. I'm kind of pissed off. Here she is like, oh, I like it. I want to buy it. Oh, okay, cool. I think mainly why I don't like it is you had Board Cube, and then we had Wave Defense, and then we had Zindi reptiles, and then there's Zindi aquatics, and then there was silent assholes, and then there was Gorn assholes, and now there's a Gorn asshole ship killer or something. And it's just... I don't like having to manage new currencies. I don't like having to manage currencies in general. And when it's 10,000 different currencies, because it really does feel like we're up that high. Yeah, I tend to not be happy about this shit. But however, the spatial rip will only last for X duration, disappearing when close, and will have a usage counter, tracking how many ships can use it. Players can travel to any system within their grade or below. Ships that travel through a wormhole get a free one-time instant recall. So that's good. And like with the Discovery, you had to like suicide your ship or just, leave it there or summon it back with the Discovery, which kind of sucked, but that's fine. And what they mean by grade or below, some of these, let's call them, you think about all your G3 systems. The one you can just view. They were between levels, 39-ish, I think, and below. Maybe there was a few 40 systems. But they're in the lower part of faction space. That would be like G3-ish, I guess. G4 and G5 probably lumped together, mostly because essentially mission locked. Should be able, like say if you're a level 41 player, you've done the mission for Dark Space, you should be able to be summoned or ripped to not only G4 Dark Space, but also G5 Dark Space, but not G6 Dark Space. So it's more like G3 Space is a group, G4 and G5 is their own group, and then G6 is a separate group. So if you're not in one of those, then, you can only go to the ones below you. Or that you're in and below you. But again, we'll figure this out as we get to bullshit. Tearing up the ship will increase the number of ships that can pass through the spatial rift, as well as allow the spatial rift to stay open longer. So you can't just bring your entire alliance and 10 of their ships. You're limited. Players Operations 10 Plus can use the promo code Eviscerator to gain 24,000 event store currency approximately 30 minutes after the event reset. This code will not work prior to this time. So yes, there's another event store. We'll see how this month goes. I suspect what they're doing is, with the shorter arcs, and then make an event store for the shorter arc. They feel because it was, less time in between event stores, you therefore get less currency. That's fine. I guess I don't like that because, like say, with what happened with Enterprise Data, who the hell, what other was it Below Decks? You had the 2 months of Below Decks, and then you had the 2 months of Enterprise. So, depending on how you felt about the officers, you could take essentially, I guess, from what these people running this game are saying is you could take all the event store currency that you would earn because of the 2 months of Below Decks, plus the event store currency that you earn because of the 2 months of Enterprise, since the event store incorporated the 2 mini arcs. You could take all that currency and put it towards one officer, like say, new data. That's why my new data is tier 4. Can't do that now. So, while it's kinda nice that we're getting a more frequent event store, you're getting less currency that you could like spam claim for an officer you really like and get them tiered up really high. Not sure I like that idea. Mostly because I don't really like event stores, so I would actually rather you wait 4 months and give players more currency. Because honestly, the officers are really the only thing that changes that much. I mean, I guess they do have a few specialty ships in there. So maybe you all got something more meaningful to you in the event store. I don't know. We'll see, I guess. So cool. Promo code. Yay. Here you go. Right here. This is probably the big thing here. There will be a weekly Gorn technology event that all players will be able to participate in that will reward players with blueprints for the Excelsior. Yes, whatever. You know what I'm talking about. So, kind of like how the Cerritos went. Now, how many you're going to get weekly and how many you need, we don't know. For all we know, you need 200 blueprints and you're only going to get one blueprint a week. I don't know. Or something stupid like that, like the stupid NXL1. Oh yeah, here's another new ship. Well, I still haven't even gotten the old ship yet. God damn. Jackasses. Alright, so there's a spatial rip ability. Now here's the passive abilities. Sue ship also possesses a couple of passive abilities. Hunt the Hunters and Rigorous Extraction. Hunt the Hunters is a passive ability that increases isolytic damage against Gorn hostiles. Rigorous Extraction, the Gorn Eviscerator, second ability will amplify that Apex Isomatter when you defeat a Gorn Hunter while using the ship. Tearing up the ship will increase that isolytic damage, and these abilities become critical to the Gorn Eviscerator refinery bundles, which have been added to the Isomatter tab located in the Eviscerator refinery. Yeah. Okay. And maybe a little different now is if you go to the Isomatter tab, there is a Gorn Eviscerator Tier 1 claim there. I can see it. There is now Volatile Isomatter and Apex Isomatter, which is fantastic. Love it. Another reason why I say there's a new loop. There's a new type of currency as well. And then, you open this up and yes, you can. There's an Apex recruit chips for the new 5 Strange New World officers, which is nice. Though I don't see whether you claim or where you use these Apex chips yet. Assume you got to have the ship. There's also a way to do ship parts. Actually, let's go to this here. This is the thing that populated last night. Apex recruits, just as the Mantis from the last Strange New World arc, the Gorn Eviscerator can also be used to source crew shards. When you use the Eviscerator Refinery, you will get Apex recruit chips and then can exchange them for shards of the new officers. Now, I haven't figured out where you claim that yet. Because the one claim is up, but the other one's not. So I'm assuming maybe it's tied to the ship. Maybe that's when they start seeing these recruit things. Because technically, you can go out there and you can get the Apex Isomatter now, even without the Eviscerator. But you can't exactly do anything with it, which is stupid. But okay. Also, Apex ship parts. There's an Apex ship parts chip, much like the commerce tokens from Voyager. These can be exchanged in a refinery for ship parts, depending on the tier of your Gorn Eviscerator. Up to tier 6, you can only exchange for G4 ship parts. From tier 7 onward, you can exchange for G5 parts, with G6 parts included if you are Operations 61 or above. The amount of parts you get is not randomized. It is fixed to the ship tier. This will provide a steady income of parts to help for any commander. Oh, gee. Thanks. Cool. But again, it looks like you can get these chips now, just can't use them. I guess way to be like, Oh, buy the ship. Buy the ship so you can use these chips that you already got. Okay, cool. Thanks. Fuck off. What's your new loop? Okay, so this is a loop. Right? Starting point. Use the Gorn Eviscerator to destroy Gorn hostiles. Cool. Get volatile isomatter and increase amounts of apex isomatter. Why increase? Like, increase amounts of apex isomatter like it already existed. Shouldn't it be flipped? Get apex isomatter and increase amounts of volatile isomatter? I don't know. Or maybe it's increased amount of apex isomatter because you're using the eviscerator. You actually can get apex isomatter from your normal ships. Actually, haven't done it yet, but it kind of sounds like that. Oh, and then you continue the loop, exchange apex isomatter in the eviscerator refinery, get things, parts and this stuff, and then use Gorn eviscerator parts to upgrade the Gorn eviscerator and unlock its related research. Again, this is a loop. This is why we call them loops. Right? You see the circle and the loopiness of the. I mean, it's another loop. Okay, they added to an existing loop, but they made another loop. I don't know. I'll let you decide. I think it's another loop. Whatever. Will provide the Gorn eviscerator parts there. Okay, I read that in the loop thing there. Okay. Right, as well as other rewards, PvP isolytic defense artifact shard. Yes, there's an artifact in here. It's called, I have no idea how to pronounce it. Cephalox. Increases isolytic defense for all ships in PvP. Yay. Maxes out at 200%. Wonderful. So if you were having trouble, never mind. I don't care. Updates 65 and 66 officer shards. That's what we're talking about with the new Strange New World officers, the 5. It's just going to be the ones from 65 and 66. So you don't have that added dilution of the older Strange New World officers and ship parts. And here's the thing for the video that dropped last night and the blog article, which I actually went over. So trying to speed this shit up a bit. Let's move on. Motivine refit. Yay, a Motivine refit that adds Sigma resources to the Queen's favor. Cool. I won't care about that for a while. And burning to PvE hostiles. Yeah, alright. I mean, I guess that's good. 2 new officers this month. Strange New Worlds, James Kirk. Because that's what we need. Another Kirk in this game. Oh my god. I mean, I get he's like one of the main characters, but like how many different ones do you need in the game? It can get really confusing sometimes. Though I think he's a fairly good officer. Captain's Maneuver reduces enemy shield absorption. Shield mitigation is what they call it. I like to call it shield absorption. Reduces enemy shield absorption versus non-armada hostiles. Base at 40. And then with certain synergies, you can get another 30 or 15%, depending on the officer. Usually, if you get with Kirk as captain, 2 officers on the side, one's a science, one's an engineer, right? Those are the 2 other groups. I probably know that. However, as long as they're in the 2 separate groups, it looks like you can get 30 from each. So that's 100%. For a total of, I mean, it goes from 80-20 to what? I mean, okay. However, I mean, you're already getting, it's already 80-20, so wouldn't adding another 100% be 120%? I don't think that's true, but different ship abilities, I guess, will kind of counter that, what we're getting at base. So this could guarantee that you'll just, you won't hit their shields at all, which, I mean, is nice. I like that. Again, we got to unlock the officer and see how it actually works first. Officer ability increases base weapon damage versus non-armada hostiles. 200, 600, 1200, 2000, 3500%. Tier 1 and Tier 2 seem kind of shitty. 3, 4, and 5 seem pretty good. Of course, will we ever see Tier 3, 4, and 5? We'll see. Rare Officer Pelia. Hemmer's replacement should provide, this really should provide synergy with each other. So good there. Officer ability, because of course it's an officer and a below deck ability, which is fine. Officer ability reduces isolated damage received from non-armada hostiles. 2%, 5%, 10%, 15%, and then 20%. Yeah, that's okay. Again, I mean, I'd have to see this in action to really know if that does anything. Kind of, maybe. Her below deck ability increases isolated defense by 10, 25, 45, 70, or 100%. Isn't that the same thing? Aren't the abilities the same? Whereas this one is only good against non-armada hostiles. This one is just good. Yeah, I mean, I see that as the same ability. I mean, it does work a little bit differently, but doesn't accomplish the same goal. So why? Why? I guess at some point is, let's just say you're going up against a hostile that deals isolated damage to you, like say the Gorn. Would it ever be better just to have her below deck than actually put her on the bridge? I mean, if you're increasing your isolated defense by 10%, that seems better than reducing isolated damage by 20%. It seems better, but again, we'll have to get her and test her out to see how that would actually work. Somewhat confusing, this isolated bullshit. Like, the offense, I think, is somewhat easy, but the defense, I think, is more complicated. But again, there already is a sourcing path in the game, which is good. It's just, how long does it take you to get the Excelsior? Yay, new missions. Cool. Better not be as annoying as they were last month. Better not be. Oh, here's my alarm. Go away. Yeah. Bunch of, 20 new core missions and 5 other missions. Yay. Primes. Of course there's primes. 2 brand new primes as well as extension to 4 existing ones. An extension to the research cost efficiency. It goes from 200% to 450%. Not a huge increase. It doesn't do that much. I did buy the first round. Meh. I mean, putting it simply, I think it took about 10% dilithium costs off your researches. It's a little less than I was hoping for when I bought the dumb thing. I mean, I don't regret it or anything, but I may have preferred to buy something else. I'm not going to buy it again. I'm not, because 200% didn't do that much. 250%, it doesn't do $100 worth to me. Prime Wartime Morale, that's one of the new ones. I'll get to that. The FKR Tribute Primes, the level thing that gave you more reputation and credits and stuff. They added 2 more levels to that. Klingon Federation Romulan. 3 plus the research for 4. Took me a while to figure that out. Because I thought this was like 1 prime. But no, it's 3 primes because 1 for each faction. Prime Temporal Disruption, that's another new one. We'll get to that. Prime Wartime Morale, while you have morale plus 20% isolated damage. Okay, I mean, that's pretty good. I mean, I think. What the hell do I know? Prime Temporal Disruption increases the Temporal Disruptor's daily claims by plus 300%. Now, you'll see this and you'll say 300%, so 3 times more for a total of 450 from that free daily claim. Not if I understand the math of this game and how they do this. It's a plus 300%. It specifically has the plus here, meaning you get this new 300% plus you're already 100%. So should be for a total of 600 temporal disruptors a day. You get your 150 plus another 450 for a total of 600. Should be like that. Okay, here's it talking about the other things. Yeah, it was these things here. New battle pass, new cosmetics. Yay, cosmetics. Put the event calendar in here on the patch notes, which is nice. That's nice of them. You'll see the thing for the weekend is just labeled Epic Recruit. Cool. You'll also be getting a Forbidden Technology event and an Artifact Hunt event. So if you want to, wait to upgrade some of this stuff, event calendar is telling you when you may want to target when you do some of those upgrades. Keep an eye on official times for any updates related to this month. There's some bug fixes. I don't know, nothing. The I button is back for some of the faction store bundles, which is good. You can see into the bundle before, So if you've claimed something already, you can't see what the requirements or the rewards are. Some of the I button gone. Now you can see them. Curious artifact where the attack button appeared for a fraction of a second instead of the attack Q button. Fiction issue where Kirishar mechanic not completing the Q, dude. Okay. Fix an issue where Nurse Chapel's officer ability was not being consistent. Wow, it wasn't even working. Fix an issue where the percentage in the tooltip was missing from... Okay. Yeah, it's... Oh, improvements. Toggle. Terms that allows opting out of displaying their username in the Alliance reward screen for making purchases. Seriously? Are you big spenders out there? So what would the word be? You don't want your name to pop up? Seriously? Because there's no other reason why this would be out there. Other than somebody said, I don't want my alliance mate to see my name. I don't want them to know it was me. Seriously? Okay. The text wave defense formed join here appears when starting. So it doesn't automatically. The text wave defense formed join it here appears when sharing coordinates in the GC Alliance chats when doing wave defense. So, do I have to share it in the chat or does it automatically come up like an Armada? But at the same time, yeah, I mean, you can post the coordinates for the system. It's relatively the same. I don't know what exactly is happening different here, but okay. We'll see. And so that's it. Relatively quick, even though I'm making it longer than it should be. Got a new ship. It's kind of a new loop. Got a few new officers. I think I like them a little better than last month. We'll see. We got to get this ship. We got to get this new ship and we'll see how we like it. But that's part of the problem. How's the sourcing rate going to go? I mean, that's probably the biggest, what would we say, factor into how good we think some of this shit is. How fast can we obtain it without having to buy it? Yes, you want them to make their money, kinda. I think they made enough money. But as a personal opinion, of course, I've helped them so much. I guess I will buy things. It's like, not everybody can. Not everybody has the money to buy all this stuff. So we're saying they just can't engage with the. I don't know if I really like that too much. I mean, I guess I'm old school. You go to the store, to a Radio Shack or a electronics boutique or a Best Buy or Circuit City, and you buy a game, and then you go home and you play the game. You don't have to buy extra stuff for the game. Like, that wasn't a thing a long time ago. It really wasn't. It's kind of annoying how it is now. But, yeah. Thankfully, there is sourcing paths. So keep your eye out for that event, that weekly event for the Gorn Excelsior. So comment below. Do you see this as a new loop? Did the streak stop at 6? Or did the streak keep going? I see it as a new loop. You saw the graphic I showed you. There was a circle, otherwise known as a loop. There's a new loop. I don't know. Maybe that means you can argue that there is a new loop every month. Maybe. And you know, that's possible. And you know what? Seems kind of annoying to me because they're just not getting rid of enough loops or, closing out loops. However, but I am somewhat excited to know that there is sourcing already for the new officers. I assume that you're excited too. I don't know. You tell me. And supposedly an event store this month. How do you like the, more frequent event store? Would you rather them spread it out, get more currency, or would you rather them do it more frequently and get less currency per event store total, but have more event stores? Which one do you think is better? Please like the video and subscribe to the channel. I am the Angry Rhino. Shields up, Commanders.